Hello, good morning students. In this session, I am going to discuss the concept of greatest integer function GIF or step function. This concept will play very important role in the calculus part, whether it is in first year or second year, especially in JEE mains. In the first year regarding limits and continuity, this type of functions will be there. And in the second year chapters, integration and definite integration. In these chapters, we are going to discuss some problems based on greatest integer function. After that, we will discuss other concept Leibniz rule. See here, first, what is greatest integer function? The greatest integer function is denoted by closed bracket, open bracket. So, x is a real number. So how to define? This can be written as step x or greatest integer function, which is denoted by like this. See here, x value we are taking as 2.7. X is equal to 2.7. We know that on the real number line, this is the real number line, 0, 1, 2, 3, here also minus 1 on negative part, minus 2, minus 3. We know that x is equal to 2.7, it lies between 2 and 3. So x value, x is equal to 2.7 will be here, in between 2 and 3. Whenever we are taking that step of 2.7, in this 2.7, 2 plus 0.7, this is the decimal part, this is the integer part. So 0.7 will be 0.1, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3 like this, 2.9, 2. So next 2.9 like this it will come. So in this left side, whatever the value is there, 2.7 will be here, no? 2.7 will be here. So left side, left immediate value, whatever the value is there, it will reach us to, it will equal to 2. So step of 2.7 is equal to 2. Similarly, suppose if you are taking 1.7, so left side 1.7, in between 1 and 2 will be there. 1 and 2, for this value 1.7, left immediate value is what? 1. So step of 1.7 is equal to 1. If you come to the negative side, if you take the value in between 0 and minus 1, suppose here minus 0.5 you can take. Minus 0.5, which is lies between 0 and minus 1. So immediate left value is what? Minus 1. So step of minus 0.5 is equal to minus 1. Don't think that it is 0. Next, in between minus 3 to minus 2, any value you can take. Suppose if you are taking x is equal to minus 2.32 like this. So in between minus 3 to minus 2, minus 2 to minus 3, any value you can take in the step function or greatest integer function. It will take immediate left value. What is the left value here? Minus 3. So step of minus 2.32 is equal to minus 3. While writing the negative values of step function or greatest integer function, be aware that, dear students, so minus 2.32 step function value is equal to minus 3. This is the way we can define. Suppose in between 0 to 1 any value can take, it will reach us to 0. So it should not be equal to 1, it should be equal to 0, or in between 0 and 1. It should not be 1. In between 1 and 2, it should not be 2, it should be equal to 1. So that is the reason that step x function we can define as f of x is equal to step x, which is equal to n if n is less than or equal to x is less than n plus 1. In between n and n plus 1, its value reaches to only n. It should not be equal to n plus 1. It should be less than 1. N is less than or equal to x. So this function is called greatest integer function. Why I am explaining is based on this concept we have number of questions in the definite integration or in integration. See, now after completing of the greatest integer value, let us have a discussion problems based on greatest integer function. How to calculate the problems which are related to greatest integer. Suppose integral 0 to n step x or greatest integer function x into dx. After getting of this answer, we can treat as shortcut formula. So I will explain what is the answer we are going to. From 0 to n, so 0 to n, 0 to 1, 1 to 2, we can divide the intervals 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3 and so on. Before n minus 1 will be there, no? So n minus 1 to n. So first you have to split into different intervals. So 0 to 1 step x into dx plus integral 1 to 2 step x into dx plus integral 2 to 3 step x into dx plus and so on. Integral n minus 1 to n step x into dx. Like this, first you have to divide in intervals. After that, in each and every interval, what is the value of this step x? That we are going to calculate now. See here, in the first integral here, in between 0 and 1, x belongs to 0 and 1, any value you can take in between 0 and 1, the value of x, step x will becomes what? So that means 0.1 in between 0 and 1, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 and so on, 0.99 also if you take. What is the step value of 0.99, 0.8, 0.7, 0? It will reach us to the immediate left side value. So it will become 0. Similarly, x belongs to 1 to 2 interval you can take. 1 to 2. Whether it is closed interval or open interval, nothing will happen. In between the values you can take. So x belongs to 1 to 2. Any value of x in between 1 and 2. So 1.3, 1.2 you can take. Step of 1.2 I already explained in the definition. So step of 1 point something it should be equal to 1. So x belongs to 2 to 3 interval. In the third integral if you observe that 2 to 3. In the interval 2 to 3 the value of step x will becomes x equal to step x equal to 2. And so on. We will come to the last interval. X belongs to n minus 1 to n. In between n minus 1 and n, it will reach us to step x value will becomes n minus 1. Why? Because it is left side value. It will take immediate left side value. That is n minus 1. So now, in between 0 and 1, step x value is equal to what? 0. So integral 0 to 1, 0 into dx plus integral 1 to 2, step x value is what? 1. Integral 1 to 2, 1 into dx plus integral 2 to 3. In between 2 to 3 interval, the step x value is what? 2. So 2 into dx plus and so on. Integral n minus 1 to n step x. So in the interval of n minus 1 to n, the step x value is n minus 1. So n minus 1 to n integral n minus 1 into dx. 0 into dx, 0 into anything is 0, so the first integral value goes to be 0 plus one constant we can take outside, 1 into integral dx is x, applying the limits 1 to 2 plus 2 constant we can take outside, integral dx is x, applying the limits 2 to 3 plus and so on. N minus 1 is also constant. Integral dx is x, applying the limits n minus 1 to n. So which is equal to 2 minus 1, upper limit minus lower limit. 2 in place of x, substitute upper limit minus lower limit. Plus 2 into keep bracket 3 minus 2 plus and so on. N minus 1 into first upper limit you have to substitute n minus of n minus 1. So now 2 minus 1, 3 minus 2 is 1, 1 into 2 is 2, plus and so on. N minus n plus n get cancelled, minus into minus is plus, 1 into n minus 1 is n minus 1. It is in the form of sum of the first n terms, but in place of n, if it is sum of the first n terms 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus and so on plus n, the formula is n into n plus 1 by 2. We know that. Suppose in place of n minus 1 terms is there. That means the sum of first n minus 1 terms 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus and so on plus n minus 1 is, wherever n is there you have to replace with n minus 1. So it will becomes, in place of n what we have to replace? N minus 1. N minus 1 into n minus 1 plus 1 divided by 2. Plus 1 minus 1 get cancelled. N into n minus 1 divided by 2. This is the way you can calculate by using the greatest integer function integral 0 to n step x into dx. Dear students, you have to remember this is very important in the JMNs or MCET exams. They will ask. For example, in place of n, integral 0 to 4 step x into dx. In the competitive exams, we have less time to complete the answer. So, don't proceed like this. In place of n, whatever, this is the shortcut formula. Now onwards, we can utilize as a shortcut formula. So, wherever n is there, you have to replace with 4. So, it will become 4 into 4 minus 1 divided by 2. So, 2 ones are 2 2s are. So, 2 into 4 minus 1 is 3. 2 3s are 6. Therefore, integral 0 to 4 step x dx equal to 6. Suppose in place of 4, even if the odd number will take it. Integral 0 to 9 step x into dx, which is equal to, so n into, that means 9 into 9 minus 1 divided by 2, which is equal to 9 by 2 into 8. 2 ones are 2 4s are. So 9 4s are 36. Therefore, integral 0 to 9 step x into dx, the value is 36. This is the way we can use the step function, different formula. We will move to the next question. Now we will discuss fractional part of x. Fractional part of x is denoted by flower brackets of x. This is called the fractional part of x. While discussion of greatest integer function, I already said that fractional part of x can be written as x minus step x or greatest integer function. So from this, if the question is asking in this way, integral 0 to n fractional part of x into dx, then how to evaluate this type of questions? Before that, we will give some example based on this. Suppose fractional part of 0.64 is there. X is integer, I already said that. So this can be written as 3 minus step of x. X value is what? 3.64. Step of 3.64 means it lies between 3 and 4. So whenever the value 3.64 lies between 3 and 4, it will take left side the value. So step of 3.64 is 3. 3 minus 3, which is equal to 0. So fractional part of 3.64 is equal to 0. Fractional part of 3.84. 3 minus 3.84. Even this is also same. So it will become 3 minus 3, 0. Like this it will come. Fractional part of x means it's small value. So after knowing of this one, how to do this one? Integral 0 to n fractional part of x into dx. Integral 0 to n, in place of fractional part of x, we have to replace with this value. So x minus step x into dx. Now integration you have to apply for each and every term. Integral 0 to n x into dx minus integral 0 to n step x into dx. After that, integral x dx is what? X square by 2. Applying the limits 0 to n minus Integral 0 to n step x dx, just now we calculated. So the answer is n into n minus 1 divided by 2. So which is equal to, first in place of x substitute upper limit n square by 2 minus 0 minus n into n square by 2, n into minus 1 minus n by 2. So which is equal to n square by 2 minus n square by 2, minus into minus is plus n by 2. So minus n square by 2 plus n square by 2 get cancelled, which is equal to n by 2. Therefore, integral 0 to n fractional part of x is equal to n by 2. So now onwards you remember a shortcut formula, integral 0 to n fractional part of x into dx equal to n by 2. For example, integral 0 to 11 fractional part of x dx. So directly by using this formula we can write it as 11 by 2. Suppose if it is even number, integral 0 to 6 fractional part of x dx is equal to 6 by 2, which is equal to 3. This is the way we can utilize the fractional part of x and step x. And the relation, the question which is related with the fractional part of x and greatest integer part of x, that also I will explain. Yeah, the next model. The question which is related to fractional part of x as well as greatest integer function or step function. Suppose the question is in this form, integral 0 to n step x into dx divided by integral 0 to n fractional part of x into dx, or the numerator and denominator it may interchanges. Why? Because competitive exams they may changes anyway. We are ready to do that answer. So we know that the value of integral 0 to n step x dx value is n into n minus 1 by 2 whole divided by integral 0 to n fractional part of x dx is n by 2. So here n by 2 get cancelled, which is equal to n minus 1. So now onwards, integral 0 to n step x dx divided by integral 0 to n fractional part of x dx is equal to n minus 1. Whichever the problem is related, by saying it is a complex question, but it is very easy. If you remember this shortcut formula, you can get it. Integral 0 to 5 step x dx divided by integral 0 to 5 fractional part of x into dx. This is the way they will ask the question. So first you have to observe that whether the limits are same or not. So this will be applicable whenever the limits will be same in the both the numerator and denominator. So then only you can apply. So n is equal to what here? 5. So 5 minus 1, which is equal to 4. This is the way you can get that questions related from fractional part of x and greatest integer function. Now we will discuss about the Leibniz theorem and how to apply the problems which are related to Leibniz theorem. The next concept, dear students, Leibniz rule. When you have to apply Leibniz rule, when the question is in this form, or way you have to apply. So, d by dx of the integral from one function to another function, this is phi of x, this is xi of x. D by dx of integral phi of x to xi of x, f of t dt. Whenever the question is in this form, we have to apply Leibniz rule. So how to apply? Which is equal to, we know that integration is the inverse process of differentiation. So here d represents derivative, here integration. Integration and derivative will be cancelled. After that, wherever t is there, upper limit, so you have to substitute. So it will becomes f of, in place of t upper limit, xi of x into, again this function, whatever the function is involving here, that we have to differentiate. Phi of x, xi of x derivative is what? Phi is xi dash of x minus, substitute in place of t lower limit. So f of phi of x, whatever the function we are substituting there, that function you have to differentiate. Phi dash of x. This formula is called Leibniz rule. Not only Leibniz rule, the problem will mingle with the concept of Leibniz rule as well as L'Hospital rule, which is there in the limits and continuity first year topic. See here, this is called the Leibniz rule. I will explain with one or two examples. The question they will ask like this. Limit x tends to 0, general question, x power 4 divided by integral 0 to x square tan inverse t dt. Like this, they will give the question. Options also, it will come, just write it. 0, 1, 2, 3. Like this, options will be there. See how to do this type of question. Regularly they are asking in JEE Mains and MCET, competitive exams related to the mathematics. Limit x tends to 0, x power 4 divided by integral 0 to x square tan inverse of t dt. If you substitute directly x is equal to 0, the numerator value goes to be 0. And in place of t, upper limit, substitute tan inverse x square. Again x square derivative is 0. And here also 0, if you substitute tan inverse 0 is 0. So 0 by 0 form we are getting here. Whenever 0 by 0 form we are getting indeterminate form. Whenever we are getting indeterminate form, you have to apply L'Hospital rule, LH rule. By applying LH rule, so limit x tends to 0. What is the derivative of x power 4? D by dx of x power 4 is 4 into x power 4 minus 1. So that means 4x cube. So d by dx of, here particularly I am writing, integral 0 to x square tan inverse of t dt. It is in this form only, Leibniz theorem, Leibniz rule form. So you have to apply in the denominator. Observe carefully while I am explaining. Limit x tends to 0, 4x cube. So indirectly we are differentiating the denominator by using Leibniz rule. So wherever t is there, first upper limit you have to substitute tan inverse of, in place of t, x square. After that what we have to do? X square you have to differentiate. X square derivative is 2x. That's what we did here. Minus tan inverse of 0. Lower limit we are substituting in place of t, lower limit. Into 0 derivative is 0. Constant derivative is 0. So tan inverse 0 also 0. 0 is anything is 0. So this term completely goes to be 0. So limit x tends to 0. 4x cube divided by 2x into tan inverse of x square. So one of the x will be cancelled. Here it will become x square. 2 ones are 2 twos are. So 2 constant you can take outside. So 2 into the rest of the function. Limit x tends to 0. X square divided by tan inverse of x square. We know that standard limits properties. Limit x tends to 0, tan inverse of x divided by x is equal to 1. But in place of x, what value is there? X square is there. As x tends to 0, x square tends to also 0. So we can write it as limit x square tends to 0, tan inverse of x square by x square equal to 1. So by using this value, it is a reciprocal. 1 by 1 is also 1. So it will becomes 2 into 1, which is equal to 2. So which is there in the third option. This is the way you have to apply the Leibniz rule and also L'Hospital rule. We will take one other example. Another example. Limit x tends to 0. Integral 0 to x sin cube t cos t dt divided by x power 4. So here, if you substitute directly x is equal to 0, 0 to 0, integration 0 to 0 it is undefined. We cannot define. It is meaningless. So it will become 0. Here also x is equal to 0, 0 by 0, indeterminate form. Whenever we are getting indeterminate form, you can apply L'Hospital rule. After that, for the numerator, you can apply Leibniz formula. Leibniz formula you can apply for the numerator. Apply L'Hospital rule. That means LH rule. So it will becomes limit x tends to 0. Sorry, limit x tends to 0. According to Leibniz rule, wherever t is there, we have to replace with the upper limit. After that, minus and whose derivative also you have to write it. Sin cube of, in place of t, upper limit x into cos x into x derivative. X derivative is 1 minus lower limit. Wherever t is there, 0 substitute. Sin cube 0 into cos 0. 0 derivative is 0 only. By no need to write. Whenever the lower limit is constant, no need to write. Why? Because anyway we are going to differentiate. That derivative of constant is 0. But for understanding purpose I am writing here. Divided by d by dx of x power 4 is 4x cube. Now limit x tends to 0. Sin cube x into cos x. 0 and anything is 0. This value goes to be 0. Whole divided by 4x cube. 4 is constant, we can take outside, it is in the denominator. So 1 by 4. Limit x tends to 0. Sin cube x divided by x cube into cos x. First you have to write like this. After that, limit apply for the first function, limit apply for the second function. 1 by 4. Limit x tends to 0. Sin cube x by x cube, both numerator and denominator having same power, so we can write it as limit x tends to 0, f of x whole power n by g of x whole power n can be written as limit x tends to 0, f of x by g of x whole power n. So by using that property, limit x tends to 0, sin x by x whole cube, and limit apply for the second function, limit x tends to 0, cos x. 1 by 4. Limit x tends to 0, sin x by x is 1. So from the standard limits, this value 1 cube. Limit x tends to 0, cos x value is also 1. These are the standard limits. Limit x tends to 0, cos x value is 1. Limit x tends to 0, sin x by x is equal to 1. So 1 power 3 is 1, 1 into 1, so 1 by 4. But 1 by 4 is not there in the option, they are giving in the fractional values. So 1 by 4 means 0.25, which is there in the first option. This is the way we can use the Leibniz rule along with L'Hospital rule. It is there in the first year. Thank you, dear students. Have a good day. Till now we discussed the problems which are based on step function and fractional part of x. Integrated problems, integration related problems we discussed. Now problems based on step function and fractional part of x in calculus, that is limits. In the second year syllabus, integration will be there. In that integration, I have given examples for fractional part of x and step function. In this, I am giving examples for step function which are related to the limits. The first question here, limit x tends to 4 plus x square minus 7x plus 12 divided by x minus step x. So first of all, x tends to 4 plus, it is right hand limit, x tends to 4 plus 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on like. X tends to 4 plus, the meaning of x tends to 4 plus. When you consider that step x function, x tends to 4 plus means x is greater than 4 and x is less than 5. In between you can take that value. X tends to 4 plus. So x tends to 4 plus means suppose if you take 4 point something, in the step x function, step x value, step of 4 point something, it will be equal to 4 only, no? We can take only left side of it. Left side of the decimal, that only you can take, that is integer. That is the reason it is integer function. So step x value will become as 4. X tends to 4 plus, the value lies between 4 and 5. So it will take only 4 point something or 4.99. If step of 4 point something should be equal to 4. So step x value equal to 4 when x is tending to 4 plus. After that we can calculate x square minus 7x plus 12 factorization by using, this is the first step here, and factorization x square minus 7x plus 12 can be written as x square minus 4x minus 3x plus 12. So from here to here, x into x minus 4 minus 3 into x minus 4. X minus 4 into x minus 3. Now come to the limit. Limit x tends to 4 plus. In place of numerator, you can write as x minus 4 into x minus 3 divided by x minus step x value. When x is tending to 4 plus, the value of step x is equal to 4. So in place of step x, we can write it as 4. So x minus 4 get cancelled. That is equal to remaining limit, the remaining steps. Limit x tends to 4 plus x minus 3. So x tends to 4 plus x minus 3. X is equal to 4, substitute here. So 4 minus 3 which is equal to 1. Therefore, limit x tends to 4 plus x square minus 7x plus 12 divided by x minus step x is equal to 1. This is the way you have to utilize the greatest integer function or step function in the problems which involve in the limits. We will move to the next question. So first option is the right option for this. One more example I will give for a fractional part of x. The next question, let here this is fractional part of x, flower bracket x represents, it denotes fractional part of x, then limit x tends to 0, fractional part of x by tan of fractional part of x. So how to evaluate this type of problem? We have given the options here, -1, 0, 1 and does not exist. You remember fractional part of x can be defined as, just now we discussed in this video, what is the fractional part of x? X minus step x, integer minus fractional part of x equal to, we can define as x minus step x. So how to calculate the value? We already know that at x tends to 0 means whenever fractional part of x, step x or modulus of a function, whenever like this it is given, we need to calculate left hand limit as well as right hand limit for the given problem. So now I am calculating left hand limit LHL at x is equal to 0. Left hand side limit at x is equal to 0 means x tends to 0 minus. So limit x tends to 0 minus fractional part of x divided by tan of fractional part of x. Wherever fractional part of x is there, you have to write with x minus step x. So limit x tends to 0 minus x minus step x divided by tan of x minus step x. Now we will calculate the value of step x when x is tending to 0 minus. X tends to 0 minus. That implies x is less than 0. The meaning of x tends to 0 minus is x is less than 0. In the previous question, x tends to 4 plus is there. That means x is greater than 4. X is less than 0. Come to the real number line 0, 1, 2, 3 like this. And here minus 1, minus 2 and so on. X tends to 0 minus means the value of x is less than 0. Less than 0 means in between that now. So whenever the value of x lies between minus 1 and 0, that step x value goes to be minus 1. Any value between 0 to minus 1. So minus 0.1, minus 0.2 and so on, minus 0.1. Minus 1 it will comes. So it will be reaches to minus 1. So whenever x is tending to 0 minus, the step x value will becomes minus 1. In between 0 to minus 1, any value, it will be reaches to minus 1, left of it value. So from 0 to minus 1, any value you can take. What is the left value? Minus 1. So wherever step x is there, as x tends to 0 minus, step x value goes to be minus 1. So limit x tends to 0 minus x, step x value how much? Minus 1. So minus of minus 1 plus 1 divided by tan of x minus of minus 1 plus 1. So wherever x is there, you have to replace with 0. Limit x tends to 0 minus this function. 0 plus 1 divided by tan of 0 plus 1. So which is equal to 1 by tan 1. This is about the LHS, left hand limit. Now come to the right hand limit or HL, right hand limit. Limit x tends to 0 plus fractional part of x divided by tan of fractional part of x, which is equal to limit x tends to 0 plus. Now we will calculate x tends to 0 plus. X tends to 0 plus means x is greater than 0. When x is greater than 0, that means the value of x in between 0 and 1. X is greater than 0, x is less than 1. Any value lies between 0 and 1 if you take, it will be reaches to 0. So left of it, among 0 and 1, which one is left? So 0. So step x value goes to be 0. So wherever fractional part of x is there, first you have to write x minus step x divided by tan of x minus step x. Whenever x is tending to 0 plus, step x value goes to be 0. So it will becomes limit x tends to 0 plus x minus 0 divided by tan of x minus 0. So which is equal to limit x tends to 0 plus x by tan x. We have standard result. Limit x tends to 0 tan x by x or x by tan x. That value goes to be 1. We have standard result now. Limit x tends to 0. Tan x by x is equal to 1. Tan ax by x is equal to a. Where a is greater than 0 here. According to that. So x by tan x, this value goes to be 1. Left hand limit value is 1 by tan 1 and right hand limit value is 1. So both are not equal. We conclude that LHL should not be equal to RHL. Left hand limit should not be equal to right hand limit. Therefore, limit does not exist. Limit does not exist. So we conclude that the option is does not exist. We will go to another question. The next question. Limit n tends to infinity. Fractional part of x plus fractional part of 2x plus fractional part of 3x plus and so on fractional part of nx by n square. Here you have to know about, we know that the range of fractional part of x is so the range of the fractional part of x is 0 is less than or equal to fractional part of x is less than 1. Similarly, in place of x, 2x, 3x and so on will be there. The range is always 0 and 1. So, 0 is less than or equal to 2x, fractional part of 2x is less than 1. 0 is less than or equal to fractional part of 3x is less than 1. And so on. 0 is less than or equal to fractional part of nx is less than 1. So x, 2x, 3x and so on nx, n terms are there. But here sum of n terms now indirectly. So you have to add all these. So 0 plus 0 plus and so on n times is also 0 is less than or equal to fractional part of x plus fractional part of 2x, fractional part of 3x plus and so on fractional part of nx is less than 1 plus 1 2, 2 plus 1 3, 3 plus and so on n terms are there. So 1 plus 1 only for 2 terms means it is 2, for 3 terms means 3, for and so on n terms means it will become n. So fractional part of x plus fractional part of 2x plus and so on, that value lies between 0 and n. But the denominator is n square is there, no? So 0 is less than or equal to 0 by n square. Dividing on both sides on each and every term. Fractional part of x plus fractional part of 2x plus fractional part of 3x plus and so on. Plus fractional part of nx divided by n square is less than n by n square. So one of the n cancel. Take the limit. We want limit n tends to infinity. So limit n tends to infinity. 0 by anything is 0 only, no? Is less than or equal to limit n tends to infinity. Fractional part of x plus fractional part of 2x plus fractional part of 3x plus and so on fractional part of nx divided by n square is less than limit n tends to infinity 1 by n. We know that as n tends to infinity 1 by n tends to 0. So by using sandwich formula, sandwich theorem, after this step, by sandwich theorem, so limit x tends to a, f of x is less than or equal to limit x tends to a, g of x is less than or equal to limit x tends to a, h of x. So the values of any function, any limit lies between these values. Obviously, the value is equal to required. So limit n tends to infinity 0 means this value is 0, you know, is less than or equal to limit n tends to infinity fractional part of x, which is required limit, fractional part of 2x, fractional part of 3x, plus and so on fractional part of nx divided by n square is less than limit n tends to infinity 1 by n tends to what? 0. So any limit lies between 0 and 0. So obviously this limit goes to be 0, you know. So that is the application of sandwich theorem. By using sandwich theorem, we conclude that the given limit value equal to 0. So therefore, we conclude limit n tends to infinity, fractional part of x plus fractional part of 2x plus fractional part of 3x plus and so on, fractional part of nx divided by n square is equal to 0. So second option is the right option. This is the way we can use the step function and fractional part of x. These concepts we will use in the limits as well as in integration. So in the integration, definite integration and indefinite integration, and in limits also, this is the way we are utilizing the concept of step function and fractional part of x. So two videos I mixed up here. Let us enjoy, dear students, and if you have any doubts regarding this, you can write to my comment box. I will help you in this. Thank you all for watching my channel Maths with Panindra, signing off.